Alright, so today we're going to go over how to make potato and steak with our Pampered Chef items. I'm going to do a sort of stir fry with it that you can feel free to cook along to or save this video and use it for later. So I'm going to show you some of the products I'm going to use first. This I find very helpful. It's a cutting mat that has different sizes of what to cut on. So there's julienne up here, fine julienne, large dice, medium dice, and small dice, and then measuring things. I also have this cutting board, which has things like different kinds of knives, what you should use them for, bread, tomato, utility, chef knife, paring knife, and exactly what to use it for, and measuring things on it. This one has different portion sizes and what to use. Now today I'm going to use the one that tells you what sizes to cut on. So first of all, I'm going to use that to cut medium of some mushrooms to put in our mix here. You don't have to put mushrooms in if you don't like it, but I personally love mushrooms. I'm not using a Pampered Chef knife this round just because I don't have a Pampered Chef paring knife yet, but I'm going to tell you that I much prefer the Pampered Chef knives over this one, which is Fabaware, because the Pampered Chef knives I have don't dull nearly as quickly. Now I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in our recipe, and for that I have a garlic mincer, which is Pampered Chef, and I love this thing because it is super simple to use. So before I had one, I would peel all these garlics individually and then cut them up, and it took so long. But with this, you take the unpeeled garlic, put it in the mincer, and then just squeeze down. And as you see, it minces the garlic for you. And then just pull it out. And all you have left in there is the shell. So I'm going to do that a few more times to get some more garlic flavor in there. And then we will move on to the next stage. So push down, pull out, take out the shell here. And we're just going to do that a few more times. Make sure you pull out the garlic, unlike what I just did. And again, it's so great because you don't even have to shell these. And that honestly is the most time-consuming part of using actual garlic, which actual garlic I love to use because it has a lot more flavor than like the canned stuff. It lasts a lot longer, has a stronger flavor, and I don't have to cut it up into little bitty pieces and take time shredding the entire thing any longer, thanks to this item, which I got through Pampered Chef. So, one more time, squeeze it through, pull it out, and you've got a bowl of minced garlic right there. Now we're going to use my citrus press to get some homemade lemon juice. I prefer homemade lemon juice in the kind at the store just because it has a fresher taste and feel to it. So I'm just going to take my press that I got through Pampered Chef, put the lemon through there. This one's a little large, so it's a bit of a struggle. Just press it down, and boom, you've got lemon juice. I'm going to do that a few more times because I like to use quite a bit of lemon in this recipe. I typically use maybe about a lemon and a half, somewhere in there. Depends on how I'm feeling that day. I don't really have this recipe written down. Most recipes I just come up with myself and do from memory, but if you would like, I can write this one down for you and send it to you. It's very simple, and it goes quite a long way. So push it down. The next thing that we are going to do is our potatoes. So with that, I have a Pampered Chef tool that works amazing with them that I'm going to show you. Alright, so this is what we call the Pampered Chef Wrapper Prep Mandolin. And I'm going to use it to cut potatoes like this, to shred them in a very time-saving manner. Now, there are different settings on this that you can use. You can have them thicker, you can have them different kinds of cuts. I just prefer this kind of cut, but you can also have them very thin or very thick. I'm going to show you how to use it today because it's very, very simple. So I already skinned my potatoes because I wanted them skinned. You don't have to skin them if you don't want. Just place your potato in your chute right here. And we're just gonna You've got to shred a potato in less than a few seconds. So we're just going to do that a few more times to show you how really simple it is. I think I shredded about 10 potatoes in less than 2 minutes while I was prepping these, and all you really have to do is peel them, or whatever you want. You just put them through here. You can use any kinds of vegetables as well. It doesn't have to be potatoes. You can use carrots, zucchini, cucumber, squash, really any vegetable you want shredded here. Just so happens that today, for me, is potatoes. Now we're going to move on to the next thing, which is how I'm going to season them with my Pampered Chef seasoning here. So I've put my potatoes in a Ziploc bag to toss them. What I am using to toss them in is this 3 onion mix right here. It says on the back that it is a blend of red and green onions and a little bit of sea salt. And to use it, you use 1 tablespoon in place of 1 onion. So I'm going to get my tablespoon here. Just get 1 tablespoon because I don't want it to be too overpowering. Dump it in my bag. Make sure it's sealed. Just toss it. Now, Pampered Chef sells a lot of these things. There are tons of mixes for flavoring. This is just one of my favorite ones because it really brings out the nice onion flavor. Now for the steak, I am using my cutting mat here. This is exactly what size to put everything at, and I'm going to use it as large dice to cut the steak up. Measure it against the thing so that's nice and easy and cooks evenly. Now this is a really nice Pampered Chef knife that I have. It even comes with a little sheath so that you can put it in your drawer without anyone reaching in and accidentally cutting themselves. So I really appreciate that because this knife comes very, very sharp. As you can see, I'm not having to saw through the meat at all. I just press down and it cuts through without any real effort, which is amazing because I've had knives that you have to saw, and that's never fun. So we're going to put it in our mixing bag here, and I'm using Pampered Chef's Southwestern seasoning for it. So I'm just going to sprinkle in the Southwest. I really don't use measurements when I cook, but if I had to eyeball it, I'd say this is somewhere around a tablespoon and a half is what I'm probably putting in. But I would just say to taste. So now we're just gonna toss it. And that is our prep work. Now we're gonna go on to cooking. So I'm going to be cooking everything in this really nice Pampered Chef cast iron skillet. It is very heavy, very nice quality. And it comes with this scraper that you use to clean it with. Has a little Pampered Chef logo on it. It's actually pretty cute. So I'm going to start out with, let's say, again, I've never done this recipe before. I'm just making up as I go and eyeballing things. So let's say about 3 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to brown that before we do anything else. So I'm just going to cut it up, put it on about medium high, cut up my butter, and just let it brown. And once it's browned, we will start adding our ingredients. Alright, so the butter is browned. We're going to start adding a little bit of our large diced mushrooms. Maybe not all of them, so I might have made a little bit too much, but a little bit of those. Our steak. And some of our potatoes that are also seasoned. Start stirring that up here. You hear it sizzling, which is always a good thing. Now we're going to add our garlic that we minced with our garlic press. And our lemon juice that we did with our citrus press. Mix that in together. Make sure the garlic is nice and evenly distributed the best you can. Ooh, knocking some out there. I'm putting this on medium high, but if that gets to be too much, I will turn it down to probably about medium. Maybe add a little bit of canola oil to this, just to make sure it doesn't stick. Stir it up again. That is much better. Alright, we're just going to let it cook. And I will show you the finished product when I have it. All right, so it is done. Potatoes are cooked through, and the steak is completely finished. It's still sizzling because I have it still on the burner, but the burner is turned off. Now, I would just like to say, from experience now, if you want your steak if you don't want your steak well, I would put the steak in maybe a few minutes after you put the potatoes in. Putting the steak and potatoes in at the same time made it more well done steak. Whew. I would definitely suggest using pot holders to pick this up, put it off to the side. But if you want your steak less than well done, put it in later. Other than that, here we go. Finished dish using our Pampered Chef products. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the party.